Hey, yo! You know how we do. As we do so well. What's good, Imad? We got Justin in the chat already. Shout out Justin pulling up.
What up, Breeze fam?
Breeze family in the building. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. As always, to my left, I got the man formerly known as Ringo J.
Yes, sir.
Stefan Nadine in the building. We also got Mr. Two Letters a little bit further to the left, AD.
What it do?
Y'all know Petty Casanova's on his way because he's always looking to get petty when it comes to the Chicago Bulls. So we getting it busy. We are talking Marko Simonovic today. We are talking a lot of Bulls today. And of course, we got to get into the fact that we are getting into the All-Star break. Or the All-Star break is ended. I'm not getting into it. The All-Star break is over. And the Chicago Cubs, they proved to be sellers. They proved to be sellers because they in the cellar right now. You know what I'm saying? Can you still call it a cellar? Is that a Kansas term?
No.
I've never been like, hey, go grab that out the cellar from. Anyway, make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the page because we do talk Chicago sports weekly. And we don't want you to miss a thing. So make sure that you hit that bell. Now let's get into the show. Because it's the only show that's talking Chicago sports, how Chicago sports talk. Who's in the chat already? Let's see. We got Justin in the chat.
Yeah, was really good.
We got Maximilian in the chat. Skokes is in the chat. Jesus in the chat. Baki in the chat. Baki was good. Young P1 in the building.
P1.
Let's get into it, man. Let's talk about it. Because it's big. This is big. Chicago Bulls today sign or have come to terms with Marko Simonovic. Molly Mall in the chat. This is going to change the look of next year's Chicago Bulls to me. Now, it might not be right off the bat, but the fact that they did get this deal done, they did sign him. And I think that especially for Chicago, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Especially for, let's just say this, NBA.
Yep.
With what we're seeing with Team USA right now and how they're going through a lot of these teams over in Vegas for the exhibition and stuff like that, like I need y'all to understand, EuroLeague ain't no punk no more.
What? We need to sign somebody from the Nigeria
did you hear what Joe Ingles said? Like, nah, y'all might have thought it was a surprise when we beat them, but
we came into this game expecting to win.
We fully expected them.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I love what Joe Ingles said to him. I love how these guys are playing. And I think that how the Bulls getting a deal done with Simonovic, getting him into the building, getting him into Chicago, being able to get acclimated to the city at this point, get acclimated to his teammates. Now, I don't know, is Simonovic playing in the Olympics at all? I don't know that. But possibly an opportunity for him and Zach to meet overseas.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's big. That's big for this Bulls team because you're getting them in here early. Let's get this guy acclimated to here. He's a second rounder. Bulls picked him up last season. And I just really think that his game is so versatile that it's going to mean a lot to what the Bulls want to do coming into this season. Your thoughts?
Facts. First things first, they need to get him a penthouse downtown, you know what I'm saying? Get him some pizza, a Polish sausage, you know what I'm saying?
Get him all the way acclimated right off the bat.
Sweet peppers, you know what I'm saying?
Right off the
chills, you know what I'm saying? Get all the good Chicago stuff in it so he can hoop out west, you know what I'm saying?
Get the Uncle Remus.
Right, get the fried chickens with the mild sauce. He need all of that so he can get good acclimated. That make you play good. That make you cross over better. Just letting you know. The wings with the mild sauce. But for real, nah, man. The team is already looking hecka different. So Zach getting his reps in overseas, or Will with the USA.
I mean,
team.
he getting his reps in right now.
Now,
balled out last game.
Started last game.
Mike Nice in the chat. What's good?
And then, like I said, I'm glad they locked him down so that we can, go ahead and tell Lonzo to come on through too.
Yeah, for me, I'm just looking at it, and basically like. Just getting things together for the draft and everything like that. I've been looking at these people, and then when Marko Simonovic came into play, I mean, from the highlights that I've been seeing, like he looks similar to a Jokic. His game will definitely translate because like when he can legit do everything. now that I'm looking at it though, with the way that the team is coming together, because you got Zach now you got Vooch. I really just wish, and then you got P Real. I really just wish that Kobe was not hurt, because if the Bulls get a competent guard, because now what you looking at is these Euro mugs know how to play the game.
Right.
So then you looking at it like Vooch know what he can do.
Mm-hmm.
You got Tice coming off the bench or either starting on what he can do.
Right.
And Simonovic already is proven he can play. And the people that came from overseas also have proven that they can play.
Yeah.
So you put that together with another year of P. Will. If these mugs get a competent guard that can actually do some things,
Enter in the chat, Petty
Well-
Casanova.
that can actually do some things with the pick and roll, that mug is gonna be mad nice.
Now, here's my question. Here's my question. And kid, I mean, you jumping right into the conversation. We'd love to see you here. First off, how you feeling, my boy?
It's been a day. It's
Hey,
been a day.
Listen, I understand. All of my days have been days. I mean, technically, all of our days ever have been days. But anyway,
All of our days
no,
are days.
I'll ask you this. Coming right in, is this does bringing a player like Simonovic in change the high level of importance that the Chicago Bulls have on the point guard position, coming away with securing Alonzo Ball, or one of the premier names that's out there right now? Because we know how AK likes his teams to run. We know that he builds teams that can run through the center for most of the game.
Right.
Even when Jamal Murray was in Denver, Jokic got that thing in his hand.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Simonovic to me only does one or two things. One, it either sets us up for having a solid backup for Vooch, because realistically, we don't have a solid backup for Vooch if he was to go down. So this gives us that. I mean, he's 6'11". He's going to play the 5, maybe stretch 4 or 5, right?
Yeah.
And we're kind of solid on the forwards, area, not so much on the center area. So this gives us that. Or, and this is just swinging for the fences a little bit, setting us up for, maybe another major trade down the line where, maybe we move a Vooch in a couple of years if it's not working out, just due to the fact that he's older and things of that nature, while still having a solid big man who could come in, learn the U.S. game, and kind of excel at that point. I think people, I look at Luka has become the standard in which we kind of, grade some European players, which is quite unfair because Luka's backstory is a little different. But, you look at Jokic, Jokic wasn't who he is today his first season. Right. And so it kind of evolved. And so this kind of sets that same thing up. So I think realistically, it's just one of those two things, which I think is just great management on AK side. Right. It's just giving yourself options. But outside of that, all it is for me is either trade pieces or something like that for us to get RPG, which is really the only need that we really have right now.
That's a good point. It's a good point to bring up trade pieces, because that's why I wanted to have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Marko Simonovic coming over. Listen, he feels a need that the Bulls had. He's a good rebounder. You're gonna have to put some weight on. He a little thin, but his game is also
that's what Uncle Remus and stuff.
That's what the Uncle Remus, the Italian beefs, the Polish sausages come into play. You know what I'm saying? But to me, this move, bringing him in, getting him signed, does this solidify 110% that either you're letting Lowry walk or you're doing a sign and trade here?
Man,
and chat, y'all let me know too.
Lowry been gone.
The video.
I told both of y'all, I think like 3 months ago, I told you Lowry is finished, and he was going to be finished.
Broke up with whatever girl.
He
didn't move to
his
Dallas.
His girl out of overseas. I think his girl back in Finland.
Or the side chick he didn't told, no, I can't do it no more. And then moved to Dallas.
I mean, if we sitting there talking about it, entertaining all this stuff, like realistically, if they let him walk, that's one thing. I don't think that I see the comment right there. I don't think Tice is walking at all. I wouldn't let Tice walk. But Laurie, honestly, it could be a great sign and trade piece, to be honest with you, because Laurie has potential in this league. Laurie has a spot in this league. It just may not be for us, and that's okay. Like that's okay. Like we've seen it in time and time again throughout history that some players who are just in a bad situation. This may have been a bad situation for Laurie, but it doesn't mean that he can't go out and be a potential all-star. I'm not saying he's gonna be a superstar, but he has all-star capability, especially when the person we compare him to all the time is a legitimate all-star. I mean, Kristaps Porzingis is a legitimate all-star when he's healthy and when he's balling. Laurie has that potential. Laurie has that same capability, and it may be something that the Lakers explore if they really are moving on from, Dennis Schroeder or something like that. It could be something that I can see a lot of different teams bringing a Laurie on, and us using that as trade bait for there. I really do. And when you have Daniel Tice, I don't see why we need Laurie. We don't need Laurie in that position. We really don't.
But Tice has his own. He has made his own slot because he is the tough guy. He is what every Bulls team likes to have, which is a scrappy player.
He the dude that's not gonna back down.
Right. We have our enforcer. We didn't. You know what I'm saying? We have that guy. If you come and foul anybody hard, guess who's coming across your neck? Is Tice.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. We got that type of player.
I like that though. I like having that on the team because I think that this team. I think that the thing that Tice brings to this team, and especially with Simonovic coming over, is the same thing that Andy Dalton brings to Justin Fields. Time. Because listen, we could say he's gonna come over here and he's gonna do exactly what he did over in Europe over here. He's gonna just up his scoring numbers because we're seeing how Team USA is playing and the league is more set for him to do this. But you still want to see that time. Jonathan Washington in the chat. We see my boy. You still want to you still want him to have that time to adjust to the league. I don't know if you throw him to the Wolves day one, play one. You know what I'm saying? I like him coming over, and Tice is just starting 4. You got a lineup of whoever the point guard is going to be: Zach LaVine, P. Will, Daniel Tice, Nikola Vucevic. Coming off of the bench, you got Kobe White, you've got Marko Simonovic, you've got TBJ. Like the Bulls team this season, especially the team that we started off seeing to the team that's here now, is completely different. Just completely different. I love what AK is doing.
Make sure my man's is set up correctly. Like, make sure you got out. Like, make sure he wearing the right shoes. If he not, get him in the right ones. We're not trying to be.
You telling them don't do the LaCroix?
We don't need none. We don't need none of that.
Whatever Joe Key was
my
wearing.
Man some jump man. Get him those. We need all of that. We don't need no foot problems. No plantar fasciitis. No Achilles. No knee. No ACL. We need him to be straight when he come over here. I need him to lay down the whole flight over here, straight like that.
Nah, but for me, I'm looking at wow. Nah, but
wild, bro.
Wild. Nah, but I'm looking at the team, and honestly, like the way the team is shaping up, because I'm looking at it just like if the Bulls can get like one more like versatile defender at like shooting guard or shooting guard to small forward, and then solidify that point guard already with Troy Brown Jr. coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Another year, P. Will. Like this team is gonna be dangerous. Like really dangerous. And I'm looking at it like, cause the night the Bulls drafted P. Will, it was a lot of people in the comments. What is AK doing? This man twinking.
It was him.
It was him. I've never heard it.
He wanted Denny Avdia so bad.
I've never heard this man P. Will.
The funny thing is, Denny is what Simonovic. We hope Simonovic is. Like Denny has the potential to be a Simonovic. Denny is 6'11" and can ball. He's just in a bad situation. Denny ain't gonna get no tick on Washington.
But, Hey, he said, what position you play? Point guard. I got that already. Pick another one. Find something else to do with your time.
Nah, but seriously, he's the amount of time it took in Denver for him to accelerate that rebuild.
Yeah.
And the time that he's doing it now. Like if the Bulls do get like Alonzo or whoever you said the point guard is gonna be,
Lonzo Ball.
This team is gonna be nice. I wanted to be Lonzo.
Now
I'm gonna be honest with you though.
For the summer
How much
so
are we willing to part with I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
I ain't
How much are we willing to part with Thaddeus Young? Because we got to realize there's some people on our team that we haven't mentioned Thad in a minute.
This
Are
is
you asking us or you asking his wife? Because if you ask her,
but like no, seriously,
hey,
like
she one of the greatest follows on Twitter.
Yeah,
she is such a dope follow on Twitter, dog.
Right.
She be like, "You not coming at my?" I think I tweeted her. I said, "I just want some. If you can't find somebody to love you like Thad Young, wife love, or no, I said if you can't find somebody to support you like Thad Young, wife support him,
Right.
she ain't for you."
Right. She right.
Hey, but the thing is, we ain't go like a perfect scenario is we keep all these people, but let's be honest, you're not keeping Thad. You're not keeping, like Zach is coming up for a new contract after this season. Like,
Yeah.
It's a lot of moves that have to be made, and I think we're already technically over cap.
Are we keeping Felicio?
Well, no, because we dropped Felicio. We dropped
Felicio.
We're dropping Lowry. We're dropping. I mean, there's a lot of money coming off of the books for the Bulls. You dropped OPJ. You dropped Wendell Carter, who was, rookie money.
Hey, we were over after dropping OPJ.
Yeah,
I think cap after dropping him.
I think Felicio. I'm pretty sure Felicio gets us under. Let me look at the cap numbers for the Bulls here. But I think that the thing to me is
Felicio has a 14 mil cap hold, which is crazy.
Yeah, thank God.
Larry Markkinen has a 20 million cap hold. Denzel Valentine has an 8 million. Garrett Temple, like those are like I just named 4 people. Like if you go Garrett Temple, Denzel Valentine, Larry Markkinen, Cristiano Felicio, I see a bunch of people I let walk.
Well, you're letting Felicio walk. You're probably letting Temple walk. You're probably like, to me, unless Temple's gonna take a vet minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, there is there's pieces on the Bulls that still can be effective. And like Thad, the only reason you keep Thad in a situation like this is if you're looking to like Zach is like, don't get rid of my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really the only reason I see them keeping Thad in this situation. But if anything other than that, I think I'm gonna be real with you. A Brooklyn trade. I'm including Thad in the trade for Spencer Dinwiddie if you want to go after that. Absolutely. Because I think that's a point guard piece that you're missing. And with Marko coming over, you've got good young talent. The Bulls are set up for a long time. P. Will, Marko Simonovic. Hopefully Kobe White can take that step. We know Kid don't believe in him, but there's a lot of good on this. For the first time in a long time, there's a lot more good on this Bulls team than bad. And I think that a solid point guard piece could be something that gets you to that next level. But I haven't seen a lot of these guys play. Maybe Troy Brown Jr. is that solid point guard piece. Maybe Marko Simonovic does have the ball in his hand more times than not, and you need more of a Kobe White at that position. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason I titled the video the way I did is because this team is going to look completely different next season. It's going to look completely different. Like you said, a lot of names aren't going to be here.
No,
maybe.
I want to ask this question. All three y'all, the people in the chat too. If the Bulls do get Spencer Dinwiddie, which I'm totally not mad at.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at that. We know that he's coming off a torn ACL. How many months are we giving him until he get back to?
I mean, he'd probably be ready by the beginning of the season.
Who we talking about again?
But like, I'm saying like really ready though.
Coming off his ACL.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. He
Dinwiddie almost flirted with playing in the finals.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's been healthy for a while. He's probably been hooping small. And he'll have a full training camp. He's gonna have advantages that Kobe White's not gonna have because he hurt himself.
Hey, you know
what I'm saying?
Russell Westbrook came back under Billy Donovan.
Yeah,
right?
but
the
human body is totally different though.
Russell a little different. I don't compare
that man.
Anybody.
Russ is the David Goggins of NBA.
But I'll say this: over 100 in the chat. I'm gonna say this though. I feel like I haven't
going on,
so long. Bulls fans, we in here. Like the video if you in here, man. I love that. I'll say this about what it's gonna, how it's gonna affect. Like to me, an ACL now is Tommy John surgery.
It is. It is definitely.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Like, I believe it was a partial tear, not a full tear on Dinwiddie's ACL. Is that facts?
That's correct. That's
Okay,
fact.
so partial tear. He's got to be out. You know what I'm saying? But to me, ACL now is like, yes, it's going to affect you. It's going to affect your game. But everybody shoots. Everybody shoots, B. Everybody shoots, B. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, how much is it going to affect your game? And we want him to be out there facilitating. And I think that if you bring a piece like that in and you add it to what the Bulls currently have, Zach LaVine, P. Will, like now guys are just in the right position. And I'll say this. This is something that a lot of people aren't talking about. The Bulls need to go out at a minimum and get multiple point guards.
Yeah, because we need somebody. I would
you need somebody off of the bench who is going to put those guys in the right position. Last year that was Thad Young. I love Thad Young. He's 36. He might not.
I would say
Jamal Crawford,
Dotson.
I want to see Dotson. I want to see what Dotson is. I want to see what Dotson is, but I think can you chance it? You know what I'm saying?
But here's the one thing we got to keep in mind, though. And again, if you all are in the chat, please like, share, subscribe. For those on the radio, this is the Windy City Breeze. We do talk Chicago sports weekly. On that note, though, if we get like a Spencer Dinwiddie, I don't know why I can't say that right. Dinwiddie. Do you realize that we technically have everything we want in Dinwiddie is what we want Kobe White to be with better defense and a higher IQ. Like if you've watched the Nets, like I watched the Nets early on, and I was like, how the heck is this going to work? And Dinwiddie was getting busy. He was getting busy. Anytime they were in a funk, especially when they didn't have hard, he was getting busy. He's always been getting busy. Especially when the season before when Kyrie was down. He really put up buckets. He's really what we want as a number 2 for our Zach. And because of the way the game is played in the NBA now, we don't necessarily need a traditional point, but it helps. Because Spencer Dinwiddie is not a traditional point. He's looking for 100 M's, which I think he's going to get. I think he's worth it. 4 year, $25 million a year. I think he's worth it. He's getting paid peanuts now, so he's due to get paid. I mean, realistically, like we got to realize we can't have it all. We can't have Vooch. We can't have Zach. We can't have Tice. We can't have. Like the only reason why P. Will even matters now is because he's a rookie and we can see him develop, but that money is so small that we can keep people like that. Like we have to keep in mind to compete in this league, we need 3 legitimate guys, and we also need 3 legitimate guys that cost money.
Facts.
The money has to work. And so now we got to pay Zach after next season. We got to pay Spencer Dinwiddie. We got to pay. No, Vooch is locked up. He's guaranteed.
But I'll say this is the thing, right? To me, you have, and the reason I brought up the 2 point guards in a situation with where the team is at, because like I said, the team's going to look completely different. There's an opportunity here because you brought over Marko Simonovic, Larry Markkinen, say you do a sign and trade. Sign and trade to a team that I think he would absolutely flourish at. Maybe he don't want to be there, but San Antonio Spurs, you get DeJounte Murray back. Might cost you a little bit more. Maybe you send Lowry, you send Thad. Or maybe you send Lowry, you know what I'm saying? Like you send one of Lowry and another guy. You're gonna have to. You get DeJounte Murray back. That still leaves room for you. Now you have your young point guard. Maybe at that situation, it comes into a situation like kids talk about where Kobe White's on the move. You get your young point guard in there who, okay, maybe he's not your starting point guard in the future because guess what? Now I still got money left over. Let's go get Lonzo Ball. Yeah. To me, that's the best scenario for the Bulls coming in because I think at every other position, like I'm not bringing in a small forward to take minutes away from P. Will. If you believe in P. Will, and listen, I believe in him. If you believe in P. Will, why would I bring somebody in to take minutes away from him? I have Troy Brown Jr. on the bench. He can come in off of the bench and play the 3.
Because he needs the touches.
If you believe in these young guys, let them play.
Let the boys play.
Let the boys play, man.
Hey, now, for me, because I think this is what need to happen, and I'm totally with you with your Spurs point. I'm thinking
DeMar DeRozan.
Give me Lonzo.
I'm not mad at that either. Though.
Give me Lonzo, because then you got the defense, you got the rebounding, and you got the 3-point shooting, and with the amount of bigs that the Bulls got. That pick and roll is gonna be stupid. You then if you want to make a trade with the Spurs, Forget DeJounte Murray. Give me Patty Mills.
You crazy?
Knock down,
Listen,
knock down 3-point shooter. Championship DNA. He's been there before. And you might still keep that.
I'll say
like
this.
Patty.
Who's
I'll
technically
say this.
gonna teach him how to run the point?
I'll say this. I'm not mad at Patty Mills in a Bulls jersey, but it's all about what I'm giving up for him. I'm not mad at him. He's not coming in as just starting.
Hey, Patty Mills is like 37.
Absolutely not. That's gonna be Lonzo. But we did talk about a guard.
Yeah.
We did talk about a guard coming off the bench.
Guard. A guard and a shooting guard.
Dag, I'm way off. Patty Mills is 32. God dag.
He's not that old. I mean, he old, but he not like dead. You know what I'm saying?
He's
that's too different.
That's
and
not
he's a
old
sniper.
for that position as a shooting guard.
And he's a sniper, bro.
He can shoot. He can. And listen, look.
Shoot.
Let's not go recency bias. You know what I'm saying? Let's not look at what Patty Mills did versus Team USA. And just be like, oh my God. Because you know that's what's going to come out of it. You know that's what's going to come out of it.
I
like that.
Nah, but it was before the Team USA thing.
Yeah,
I'm iffy on Patty because his shooting percentages is horrible.
I don't know. I think any
He shoot worse than AI.
Jesus.
Honestly, I don't see why more shooters wouldn't want to come here because we never have a shooter.
I think
I think
say
that's
this.
why they don't want to come here.
I think the Bulls' options are going to be a lot more open with what AK is doing with this team. I think that there's going to be a lot more players because there's going to be players who listen, like we said, like me and Kid have talked about on the show with Zion Williamson. Zion's going to get more or less notoriety than RJ Barrett if RJ Barrett is playing well because RJ Barrett's in New York.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So people are going to look at Chicago and be like, we talk about Zach LaVine as one of the best shooting guards in the league, which I fully believe he is. I think he's top 2 in the East, and he ain't 2. But
they already are right now.
They already are, exactly. But to me, a lot of the notoriety, if he's doing what he did last season in New Orleans, we're not talking about it. Maybe a little bit, but we're not talking about Zach LaVine as an all-star. We're not talking, you know what I'm saying? Like it does make a difference where you do stuff at. Like if you're doing it in a certain location, you better be like you got to be Zion Williamson. Guess what? Zion Williamson made the All-Star game. You know why? Because I can't say no to a dude that's shooting 63%.
Right. Hey, real quick,
I can't say no to a dude that's shooting.
Real quick question.
It's 69.
It's 69%. Shout out to him.
If Zach keeps,
it's a great number.
If Zach keeps performing at the clip he is, does he get a signature shoe?
We're gonna move past that.
Nah, he already got one.
He got a signature shoe.
I just don't. That's
with who?
That's not his shoe.
They handed him out. It's not with Adidas. I think it's with D Wade shoe company.
I think you're right. I think it's with D Wade shoe company.
They handed him out. Alex Caruso got one. So
I will say this though, they make it real hard to get their signature shoes because I've been trying to get some Way of Wades. He had some Way of Wades that was
for the longest, bro.
You know he wants some.
Hey, I know he
before COVID.
Hey, you know what? Just to tick Ringo off, I'm gonna just say this because he's a Heat fan. If I'm AK, I'm looking to find a way. I'm gonna try to. No, not Hassan Whiteside.
Okay.
We're good at forwards. I think we're good at the big man position. I really don't even want to entertain that area anymore.
I think we're really good.
I would unload some people at this point, especially with Simonovic coming over at 6'11". That dude is freaking tall. But at this point, I'm looking at, the Heat experiment is over, in my opinion. I'm looking at Tyler Hero. I'm looking at somebody trying to move. Tyler has underperformed, but he can shoot.
The Heat are going to pull a Boston and put Spoelstra up in the front office and then hire somebody else.
Well, Spoelstra deserves to be in the front office.
No, Spoelstra deserves in the front office.
Spo has worked his way from the video room. He's the video guy.
I wouldn't say Hero. I would say for y'all, I would say Duncan Robinson.
He wouldn't come off of Duncan. You still got to remember who the GM is. You still got to know who the president is.
I don't think Duncan ready for this market.
But
Miami don't care what he does. Chicago will
Tyler,
be on that trail.
I like that, but Jimmy got to sign off on that though.
So
Jimmy got to sign off.
Jimmy got to sign off on that goddamn thing.
No, I think you got to understand. I think you got to understand whose team that is. That you're not signing off on that. You think D Wade was signing off on players?
Hey, listen.
You think LeBron was signing off on players? I tell you,
He did. We got
Pat,
Noah's call. I mean, we got
Pat
Shabazz
Riley.
Napier.
Listen, no matter what you say, that's Pat's team.
He
Pat
asked
is gonna let you know.
Hey, look,
it's Pat's team.
That's it exactly. He went to Pat, and you know what? That was his one. Shabazz Napier coming to the Miami Heat was his one. Like, hey, I really think this kid can help us. Okay, I'm gonna draft him. Guess what? He probably never got no input again.
Wow.
Hey, Shaq says it best. Shaq was like he was the only person that Pat did not make work.
You said what?
There was too many cooks in the kitchen.
Nah, he left because Brown wanted to leave.
Yeah, because
Brown wanted to leave.
But they didn't. They could have won.
But this is the thing to me. So I want to ask y'all this because it's crazy that the Bulls get this done so quickly. Because Marko was like, "Listen, I'm very happy where I'm at. Like, it's cool if I come over, but I'm very happy where I'm at." How does his game, based on what we've seen with Team USA and how the Euro League is going? I feel like somebody's confused every week that you're a Heat fan. How does his game translate to the modern NBA? Marko Simonovic.
It is. It's ain't no difference. Ain't no difference no more.
It's a difference.
Nah,
it's a difference.
Nah, it's a
rules
difference.
and league and level of competition. I'll give you, but they are playing the same style now.
I agree with that.
They are playing the same style.
I think Euro's more aggressive, which is wild to say.
More aggressive and it's more polished. You got them coming over like
I'll say
more polished.
I think Euro's more aggressive because goaltending is not a rule.
It's definitely not. You can stick your hand in the net on.
You can't stick your hand in the net, but you can smack it off the rim.
Yeah,
you can go over the cylinder.
So I got one option if I'm going to the bucket. I'm
jamming
this thing on your head or I'm going strong.
Man,
to be honest with you, I'm gonna say this. If you looked at his tape, Marko just fills in the gap that we wanted for Larry. Marko does everything that we wanted Larry to do. Attack the rim, shoot, and stuff like that. The thing that just gets me is he's 6'11". And 6'11", for somebody, if you see him on the court, you see him next to him, he just looks freaking huge. Pause. But like at the end of the day, like like he just does. He looks like he sticks out so much. And I'm like, man, and I hate to say it, but like seeing him walk.
Yeah, this is going wrong for you.
Hey, I don't care. Hey, listen, seeing him run up and down the court, honestly, and seeing him shoot, it's like if KD was European. Because he has a left fadeaway, he has a right fadeaway. He can shoot the three, he can dribble.
That's high praise.
Hey, that's more of a bag than Giannis. More of a bag than Giannis. He got a left and a right. There's more of a bag than Giannis.
Giannis just put up one of the most improbable feats in NBA Finals history.
I know that.
I don't care what you say. Guess you know what Giannis did? Giannis did something that Prime Dwight didn't do, something that Prime Shaq didn't do.
Bro. Dwight had a bag though.
Dwight
had a bag.
The biggest point with Giannis is just not pretty. That's the biggest knock. It's not pretty. It's gonna be ugly. The whole entire time.
We're gonna have to settle this for once and for all because I'm getting tired of you talking about this, and it's probably I'm really getting tired of you, bro. Listen, you literally, for those on the air and for those in the chat, listen, we have this running thing. We have this group chat, and Pat brought up that
I just sparked fires.
Prime Dwight Howard was better.
No, I didn't bring that up. I didn't bring that up.
Wait. What? Say what you brought up. Say what you brought up.
All I did, I didn't bring up nothing. I just like fires. I just set a match. I just sent a picture. I just sent a picture. I didn't say nothing. I just sent a picture of Giannis holding a bag, and inside the bag it showed all his 40-point games, 2 Defensive Player of the Years, MVP,
and Ringo comes up out of nowhere and says Dwight Howard had a bigger bag than Giannis, and I said where and how?
No, you literally said Giannis is at the same point Dwight is at right now, and it's not even close.
Giannis is at the same point. You want to know? You want to know why it's not even close? Because Giannis is a 2-time MVP and Defensive Player of the Year.
Bro.
How many MVPs does Dwight Howard have?
I'm not talking. We talking strictly bag.
How many MVPs does Dwight Howard have?
We was never talking accomplishments. We talking strictly bag.
You don't get 2 MVPs without having some type of bag, bro.
It's regular season. He running and jumping. Bro, you cannot
It's
tell
funny
me.
that the people who keep saying he's running and jumping, James Harden is in Paris Fashion Week right now, talking about run and jump man.
In the chat, how many times have we seen Giannis? And y'all back me up, bro. Grab the ball. Drew Holiday, give him the ball. He go in the post. KD right there. Oh man, I got to back up. Get the ball back to Drew. Drew get the ball back to him. All right, he not right there no more. Let me go ahead and dunk this real. It's the same thing every time with the little spin move and a little fade.
I know Giannis be mad.
Help me, bro. Like we talking strictly. If we talking strictly back, Dwight got it more than him. We talking strictly
bag.
We talking strictly
his
bag.
Experience right here. Giannis has been in the league 7 years. He has literally accomplished everything you would want in a player.
Again,
most improved, 5-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Star, 4-time All-Defensive, All-Star MVP, 2-time MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. And the only thing you can say about Dwight Howard that he has over is Dwight has 3 more Defensive Player of the Year. But outside of that, because the game is different, Giannis as a player can do more on the floor than Dwight Howard could do.
Hey, listen, 3 more is a lot.
He needs to work on them free throws.
Oh, listen, 3 more is a lot. But you know what I would take over those?
Hold on, we gotta bring
2 MVPs.
We gotta bring everybody up to speed too.
LeBron, KD twice.
We gotta bring everybody up to speed. When we refer to the bag, we're speaking on what someone's skill set is, as if their skill set was placed into a book bag,
a Birkin, if you will,
Not bad. A duffel, maybe even. That's what we're speaking on when we're speaking to the bag.
Right. If I get in my
marijuana was smoked in the making of this.
If I get in my Birkin, that means I'm going.
We're not talking LA. We're just talking about prime Dwight versus Giannis now. Who had the better bag? And it was definitely Dwight. Like we
lose Kid. What happened to Kid?
Like, and you want to know why we lost him? He's wrong.
Because the government be hating on Kid.
Like
the government definitely be hating on Kid. No, that's funny.
But
that's funny. No, but let me ask you this: where are we in the retrospect? Because I like the conversation. Oh, now he back. He back.
Don't get spicy when I log off. What you trying to say? I heard what you said.
I never got spicy. I've been here.
Okay, I got you.
It's just your Wi-Fi is not where it needs to be to have.
Oh no, I have to actually
take a
call on the side. I didn't want you to hear that because that's business being handled on that side. But anyway, we gonna get back to the only person who's agreeing with you is your shadow, because ain't nobody in the chat basically said that Dwight Howard had a better back. No one in the room you're sitting in.
Dwight, we're not talking LA Dwight, bro. I'm talking about the
no one in the room you're sitting in is agreeing with you, heavy dog.
It don't really matter, because at the end of the day,
die on that hill alone, like I said. Anyway, it's like no one in the chat, no one in the room. Hey, if we could do, no one on the radio agrees with you right now.
Okay,
and at the end of the day, they are in the same situation, because guess what? You sat there and saw Kobe pick Orlando apart 4-1. Random boys. The Dwight Howard show didn't look like he had a bag then.
Bro, I guarantee you that
Dwight
team
Howard,
definitely would have smoked the Bucks though.
They wouldn't have smoked the Bucks. He wouldn't have smoked the Bucks.
Jameer Nelson would have went off on the Bucks. No cap.
Rashard Lewis, bro, JJ
Jameer Nelson would have.
They definitely would have did some things. But back to the
so off topic right now. It's okay.
Drew Holiday.
He just don't like being wrong, and at the end of the day, that's okay.
I would love to be wrong about it, but I'm not.
I love the debate, and I really want to get y'all opinion on this, because because of Marko, we brought up the EuroLeague play a lot. You said it's not different. What do y'all think on what we're seeing with Team USA? Is this Team USA trying to get practice in? Is this Team USA? Because I mean, listen, we literally heard that Bradley Beal and Jason Tatum were feeling salty because they weren't getting the calls that they used to getting, and then all of a sudden Zach LaVine's in the starting lineup the same day that story drops. So when we're looking at what we're seeing on levels of play, because it all ties into what we're getting in our big man right now. When it all ties in on levels of play, what are you seeing in the Olympics right now that is really showing you level of play that maybe the U.S. is not able to live up to it, or maybe that the rest of the world is just better?
You can't play the international game like you play in your own league. Why? Because it is completely different in the aspect of they don't know you like that. The whole purpose of the Olympics is for an even level playing field for every participant.
Yeah.
So you think you're going to get a call? I think not. They don't know you from Adam. I don't care where you play.
Or his cat.
Right. So they cannot be looking at they cannot play in the Olympics like they got Gucci Clone right there roughing the game, because he's not. They got.
Let's not say Gucci Clone. Gucci Clone I like. He called a good game.
He do. I
Gucci
do.
Clone called
but
a
I'm
good
saying
game.
he's familiar with all these players because
Yeah.
he refs in the NBA. But all these other refs in the international playing arena, they don't look at you any special type of way. This is the most elite players of the world.
Yeah.
You are not going to get ticky-tack fouls. If anything, they need to reach somewhere else and click over to some other type of play. Because if you're going to play like the NBA, they are going to lose. You cannot be playing to get fouled. You got to play like a foul ain't coming, like you playing in the gym and calling your own fouls, because that's how that game goes.
Yeah.
When Kobe, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, when those teams played like they was playing in the high school gym, they was winning by 50 or more. But when you want to play like the finesse, I'm gonna try to swing through and catch a foul, you're not gonna get them calls. And
I will say this: I think Shannon Sharp, for the one time, actually made sense on this, because I like Shannon, but sometimes on his basketball takes is so off base. But this is the first time where I think like I agree with him. He said someone has to be willing to take the back seat and not try to score. Like everyone seems to be like trying to do their own little thing and maybe do that little one-on-one, but like all of the teams
I challenge that, because to me, when I'm looking at the team, it looked like don't nobody want to shoot because they like, no, you got it. No, you got it. Is the Team USA look like two black dudes big up in each other? Hey, brother, you got the best hand.
What's going on?
Hey, you stay blessed out here, man.
But what I will say
you have a
is,
great week.
What? It's your month, brother.
Hey, man, I hope your whole year is filled with blessings.
You know what? It ain't even in retrograde no more. Because you in the room. You know what I'm saying?
That's literally how Team USA look on offense.
Yeah,
like literally, I mean, look at the last play versus Argentina. I didn't think that it was on Zach LaVine. This is not me being a homer. I didn't think that it was on Zach LaVine because I saw Zach literally walking out before the play is happening, and he's like, "So we're doing this. You get the ball." He's talking to Dame. We're doing this. We're making this. You get the ball.
Dame not shooting is like, oh my God.
Zach gets the ball with 5 seconds left. Listen, we know Zach wanted to pull that shot, but he's trying to run the play and be a teammate.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Zach LaVine, big time players make big time plays. We know he's taking that shot.
Right.
Dame Lillard comes up to him, a little bit of bump. He doesn't take the shot, runs off, time is out. They foul Zach LaVine. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, that is the epitome of what Team USA is struggling with right now. They don't know. Like you, it's like I want KD to be the one to do this, and KD's like, "Hey, y'all got the best hand."
Hey, I'm gonna say this. I feel like it's a lot of players that's getting plugged in right now, coupled with the fact that some of the stars you got also this is their first time playing Olympic basketball. Like Darius Garland is on the select team. It's like a bunch of mugs that's on the select team that's filling in for mugs that's in the finals right now.
Yeah.
So honestly, the team isn't really as complete as we would like it to be. So in that aspect, I would say that we need to cool off on them a little bit. And for Jason Tatum and all the rest of those guys, I feel like this is their first experience. So as the game goes and they keep getting those Olympic
I ain't
rep.
trying to hear all that because
I mean,
Kevin
it
Durant's first experience,
plays
he
a
was
part
cooking.
though.
Hey,
It
Kevin
plays a
Durant's
part.
first experience was cooking.
Can I throw a wrench in it? Is any of it arrogance? Is any of it the American arrogance? We are the most elite players in the world, no matter what. I don't care what you.
Nah,
Some of it.
None of it.
Nah, I don't think none of it is, because if it was arrogance, after that you would do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about now. Granted, greatest team to ever be assembled, but think about the Dream Team when they got their butts kicked and legit documented butts kicked, lost by 20.
Bobby Hurley was giving buckets.
You know what I mean? Like when they got their butts kicked in the beginning.
Yeah.
After that, somebody was like, "Hey, yo, that was arrogance." You want to talk about arrogance? That was arrogance. After that, somebody was like, "Hey, yo, what did he say? They won't gain another yard. They're gonna remember the day that they played the Titans." Like after that, it was over. It was like, "Oh, we got our butts kicked."
Hey,
But
you
they
know
had
what the
four-
funny thing about that team is? Who was the leading scorer on that team?
Charles Barkley.
Charles freaking Barkley.
Charles Barkley was cold. I don't know why most forget that.
I'm not hating on it, but it's like out of all the
Good
names we named, you got Magic, you got Mike, you got Larry, you got certified bucket getters, right? Mike in himself, certified bucket getter. Charles Barkley led them in scoring. I think Carr was on that team too, right?
Yeah.
Certified bucket getters. Chuck is leading them in scoring. You know what that tells me? That tells me that it's okay not to score. It's okay not to be the guy on the Olympic team. You don't have to be the man on the Olympic team. Just play ball.
Yeah.
Right.
Just play ball. And to me, like you all said, it's one of those things where it's like everyone's not trying to step on each other's toes. KD was jacking that joint. I don't care. Hey, KD was pulling up and cooking. I don't care what you say.
Last game.
People are scared of KD. Low key.
You should be scared of KD.
You should be scared of KD. You know his name.
I'm talking about his teammates.
It's Kevin Durant.
That's what he said. He said, "You know my name."
Kevin Durant.
Dog,
Hey,
Kevin
man.
Durant is probably I said this to Pat the other day. Probably one of the most skilled players we've ever seen play, especially at his height.
I don't think it's probably, bro. I think it's not. I think honestly, it's not even close.
My man is a legit 7-footer with handles and can pull up from anywhere. And can play D when he really wants to. I'm sorry. Have you ever seen a 7-foot person run full speed down the court?
Well,
Giannis.
I don't know.
I was gonna say, yeah, Giannis.
I'm talking about in person. Have you ever seen it in person?
Oh, in person? No.
Nah.
Well, I
That
mean,
joint's
yeah, I
scary.
don't.
I don't like when the 6'4" guy runs down.
Speaking of in person,
I'm
when
like,
we-
you 6'4" for real, ain't you? I don't know what to do. I'm 5'8".
when
I
we
don't know what to do.
when we finally get to where we going, we got to get a chance to come to a Bulls game, because at this point,
Yeah, it's
Promo.
wild. It's
It's
wild.
promo. He performing at a festival up in Milwaukee. So
it's-
that's what it is.
it's promo.
It's promo.
He been to 3 games.
It's
Yeah, that's a lot
promo.
of games, bro.
He performing
It's
at
a lot of games for
festival up
Channel.
there.
I mean,
At Milwaukee, Chicago North.
hey,
It is
listen,
an hour and a half.
and he's my guy. He White Sox Nation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's tough out here.
Hey. His favorite Chicago artist was at a Cubs game.
Right.
No,
Polo G
Throwing
threw
out the
that
first pitch.
though.
I don't know if he's my favorite. Maybe favorite right now.
nah, you was giving
right
him
now.
high praise.
Polo absolutely deserves high praise.
He definitely Google search Cubs jersey with Polo G on the back.
And other thing, and other thing. Wait, time out. Hey, real quick. The Bears starting quarterback. The Bears sent him to a Cubs game, not a Sox game.
Hey, listen. But he was walking around with that young Sox hat on. That's whatever you wanted to be.
Hey, listen,
Hey,
Justin don't know no better. Just say, listen, let's be honest. You gonna see him with a Cubs hat and a Sox hat because he just want the city to like him. He's like,
Hey,
whatever
wait,
you all
time out.
don't do it
Time
to
out.
me.
You know,
Yeah.
you know what game he won't be at though? A Yankees game. He's not gonna be at a Yankees game. He's ain't on deal with cheaters. He don't deal with that sticky stuff.
That's all he got to really go at your head on.
Listen, I don't know why. It ain't like I care. Like, I don't care.
No, he cared because he really wanted to talk. He really wanted to talk mess with Pat about who's going to take the AL, and now he really can't do that because
It's the Sox.
the Yankees, it's the Sox and the rest of the nobodies. Like,
Hey, listen. I just talk trash when we start talking about baseball, look how quiet I get. You want to know why? I don't care. I don't care. I like Javier Baez is my favorite player. That's the jersey I got on right now. Guess who else's jersey I got? Nobody. Because I don't care. I got my one player. That's it. I should have a Rizzo jersey. I don't.
Really sets us up well for talking baseball in this
Hey,
second
guess
episode.
what?
It really.
It does set us up well. You want to know why? Because I'm sitting here and make fun of y'all.
He don't got the Garrett Cole joint though.
He ain't got the what?
He ain't got the Garrett Cole.
Oh
joint,
no,
though.
he's not buying a Yankee jersey.
None of the Yankee jerseys.
I am
but
getting
that's
an Aaron jersey. I am.
You getting a who jersey?
I'm getting a Judge jersey. I gotta get the.
I would get a Tatis jersey.
Hey,
Bro,
who jersey you getting? If you had to pick a jersey right now, one jersey
from another team
in the league right now from another team, whose jersey you going with?
Basketball or MLB?
Whatever sport you go with.
Give me a Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Bro.
Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Bro.
He's
so
play.
He's so bro. You know what it is? I think let's be real. This is the first player that we're young enough or that we're old enough to have watched Pappy and Son. And we also like grew up with Vlad Guerrero Jr. too. Like I watched Vlad Guerrero Jr. at All-Star games with Vlad Guerrero, like being a young little kid. You know what I'm saying?
I would get an Anderson jersey, be honest with you.
Tim?
TA. I'm not mad at that.
And
it's a great jersey to get.
Good too. Like you said, Tatis is good.
Ohtani.
I'm getting an Ohtani jersey. I gotta get
Ohtani.
one. Man is doing some stuff that I gotta get.
Y'all probably don't watch the home run derby, but did you see?
Nah, I saw Pete Alonso.
Bro,
him,
focus.
Soto.
He could not even answer questions. Bro, he said, "Bro, all I hit is dingers."
Alonso is just like, this is mine,
bro.
This is
34 home runs in the first round.
Bro.
35.
534 feet, bro. Like,
I'm actually surprised at Pat. I'm surprised he didn't say what's his name. He always talks about him.
Who?
Best player and statistically best player in baseball history.
That's a definite cop though.
This is the thing though. Mike Trout, I love Mike Trout as a player. Like I love watching his game. I love like what he does as a baseball player and how great he is at it. But Mike Trout is not an entertaining person.
He's bland.
Mike Trout is no race involved in this, but he's white rice, no salt, no butter. He just is. He's white rice, no salt, no butter. He's
white rice.
He's what you give to the dogs when they stomach upset. You know what I mean? Like that's his personality.
Yo,
that's his personality.
That's crazy. That's harsh. That's harsh.
Yeah, I mean, like I love him. I love what he does. He's an amazing baseball player. I can't take that away from him. But he's like, hey, look, there's a reason he's not marketable.
Personality is not included.
Yeah, if I had to watch somebody, it'll be either Tatis or Javi.
Bro,
but I'm done.
Did you see Tatis at bat?
Hey, Anthony says you obviously know nothing about baseball.
You said what?
Anthony says you know nothing about baseball. I guess he's talking to you because I ain't say nothing.
He talking to me. You obviously know nothing about baseball. Anthony, what are you talking about, my boy? What do you want to break down?
For those on the radio, we have a live chat going on, and if you can't tune in, please do. Clearly, the comments is like, yeah, this kid knows nothing about baseball. And you know what? Hey, listen, I would say this. He didn't diss him. He just said that he wasn't very entertaining. He didn't say he wasn't effective. He didn't say he wasn't good. He said he wasn't entertaining.
And he's wasting away at Anaheim. It's okay.
Baseball as a sport is a very boring sport.
Baseball
compared to the other sports that we call. Baseball compared to
now I gotta go at him. Now I gotta go at him because when you bring the spice, I'm gonna give you the spice. Anthony, I did not say Mike Trout is not entertaining. I said Mike Trout is not personality. I also said he's very entertaining to watch. Listening is a skill, Anthony. Let's have the conversation, my boy. If we're gonna do
this,
he's
not entertaining to watch. That's what I heard.
You said what?
No, he said he's
not.
I said
that's not what he said.
I said he's mad. Like he's good. He's the best. let's
he
be,
has the personality
if
of
we
a
really,
red paper bag.
if we really gonna look at we really gonna look at the numbers, he's the best player to ever hold a baseball bat. Let's look at the numbers. But we're not talking about that. Let's talk about the OPS plus. I don't know baseball. Let's have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop playing with me, my boy.
I would say this: the one thing he understands is baseball. I go back and forth with him about anything else, but baseball, Pat got it.
Stop playing with me. Baseball,
Like
is
baseball and
the game I grew up
football, because
playing, man.
football, I'm like, okay, he got it. I'm not
Football,
gonna
you
go
just
toe-to-toe with him
football,
on
you just
football.
latch on to it with what's his name with what's your boy Ryan Pace? That's where you latch on.
No. I'm actually getting much better at it. And
Nah,
like
you
this
are.
season, I'm definitely going to give you a go for your money. I'm just holding it off until we get there.
That's
Trust me. Hey, listen, I'm choosing violence with you all season. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that at all. But right now, it's nothing to really talk about. I'm still learning how a lot of it goes because it's my first season actually calling it. It's my first season actually calling it. So I stay in my lane for the most part. Basketball is my lane. I can know a little bit of football. Baseball, I'm like, hey, I gotta learn what this is because this is watching a full baseball game has to be the most boring.
It's
I
hard.
would rather watch golf. I would rather watch golf.
What?
I'll watch tennis.
Keep a stashy.
No,
golf
stop.
to me, because if you try to play it and you realize how tough it is,
Yeah.
it's so much
'Cause you
harder.
can play it.
Stuff.
Because
But
you can
baseball,
play.
I can play. I like it.
You know what it is though? You know what it is? Like, I grew up playing baseball. I grew up like learning the game. I grew up, you know what I'm saying? Now listen, I knew when it was time for me to tap out when my man's came in and he threw Tanner in the chat. Y'all check out Tanner channel. He's been killing it.
Yo, what up?
I definitely knew when it was time for me to tap out when somebody threw me a 78 mile an hour curveball and that mug broke like 16 inches. And I was like, what was that?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what just happened? That ball, I thought it was going to hit me, and then it ended up on the right
He
side.
thought the pitcher was like, why are you cursing at me?
Hey, now I will say this though, with all the controversy and stuff, this is the first time I've paid attention to baseball, which is why my hot take is cheating is good for baseball. This is the most I've paid attention.
That's
all
the best kept secret.
Listen,
Actually, it's not a secret. Look.
Listen, Garrett Cole is one of the best, is a national treasure. I don't care what you say.
Bro.
Hey, look.
He's a Donald Trump of baseball.
Good is good, but
not the last 7 starts.
He's a Donald Trump of baseball, in my opinion, dog. Like he's
Garrett
just
Cole, the last
entertaining
7
to sit
starts
there and
been-
stumble.
Oh,
Like
they paranoid though, bro. Like checking hats and gloves after every inning pitch.
Yeah.
They
Now,
they hit.
Since we're on the topic of baseball, we do got to talk about our Chicago Cubs because listen, I mean, 11 losses will get you to the point where you're ready to sell. You know what I'm saying? And so coming into the end of this season, the World Series championship team could be no more. We're going to talk about it after the break, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is the Windy City Breeze. We'll be back right after this. Yes, no, maybe so. I thought we'd be back right after this.
and it looks like we're going right through. Hey, how about that, Pat? All right.
Hey, you listen. Might have to go right through. Guess the break. I thought the break was gonna play. It did not. All righty.
Guess what? That's okay. We're built to talk for 2 or 3 hours.
We really are. We really are.
I would say this. How do you feel about Wilson Contreras calling out the team's effort?
Let's have a conversation.
the
I'll let the Cubs fans go first.
He's the effort guy, so he has every right. He's the effort guy. Some guys are just out there swinging at any and everything.
Yeah.
Patrick Wisdom came up from Iowa, started hitting dingers. That's cool. But now he's fanning at every pitch, sliders, everything inside, the four-seamer inside, everything. He's fanning. No switch up in sight. With that, amidst all the players that are on the DL, or what is it? It's not the IL anymore. It's the DL, right?
The IL.
It's the IL.
It's the IL now. It's the IL.
We're getting
the whole chat is like White Sox. White Sox.
Go,
White
go, White Sox.
White
Let's
Sox.
go, go,
Hey, listen,
go.
I just want everyone to
White
know I took records, I took notes, I took attendance. It was a lot of Cubs fans at the beginning of the season.
Hey, look,
fans
hey, that's
is
facts
good.
though.
That
That
is-
is facts though. Y'all,
I don't know
listen,
where all these White Sox fans came from, but you definitely wasn't riding that coattail earlier this season.
y'all come out real chesty when the team's doing
Hey, hold
well,
on,
and then
hold on.
when
All
it's
these
not,
White Sox fans, can you tell me what the name of the stadium is right now?
guaranteed
Or-
rate.
No, you can.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if all y'all bandwagon
Hey, time out, because I thought I had to tell him what it was.
No, you know why? Though? This is the thing. Hey, this is the thing. Hold up. This is every Sox fan. No, this is every Sox fan. Sox fans, comment in the chat. Whatever stadium you grew up with it being, it's that.
Yeah.
If you on the South Side, it was Sox Park.
Okay.
Sox
You know
Park,
what I'm saying?
it will
if you on the,
forever be Comiskey.
it'll be Comiskey for
Forever
some
be
people.
Comiskey.
Some people, it's always gonna be the sale. Is the young generation that's coming up is gonna be the rate. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it's gonna be.
It was
That's what
US
it's gonna
Cellular
be.
Field for me.
What's the name? Aranzi?
Where we at? Where we at?
I agree. Wilson and Baez need to stay, but they are also the most valuable. So we can't keep both.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with you. If you're going, so are y'all finally in
just get rid
agreement?
of Chris Bryant?
Chris
Get rid of
Bryant.
Dog,
Chris-
he has the worst love affair of any person on the team. Let
Bro,
the man go.
Chris Bryant's gone. Chris Bryant will
Bryant
be
been gone.
Chris Bryant could possibly be a Met by this week.
He's been auditioning for new jobs this whole year.
Hey, and I'm gonna
He
tell
was
you.
auditioning last year. We didn't let him go.
No, the
I'ma
front
tell you
office
too.
crime broke really.
He said he wanted to play. He said he wanted to play center.
Really?
Yeah, he said that at that. He said.
Now
that at
I
the
will say
All-Star
this.
break.
I just got to make a quick comment here. We might have to get Petty Casanova involved. We got 100 people in the chat. Shout out to y'all. But 58 likes. 58 likes. 58.
Okay, listen,
58
check
likes.
this out. Hey, run it this way. All right, listen. We didn't take a break. We're gonna talk all the way through. I need you to understand something real quick. You see how the voice changed up for you real quick? It's the pin pan. I need you to understand.
Hold on, Petty. There you go.
There you go. I appreciate it. I need you to understand that like button right there. Don't worry about it. I'm on my phone. I know what a like button is. The like button is to the left, right? So you hit there. If you're watching your phone, it's to the left. Hit that button like that. Boom. You see that? I just did it too. You do the same thing. We ain't on here for nothing. Like the goddamn post. You watching it, like it. Or leave. Watch a bunch of people leave.
Hey,
Down to 50 viewers.
Right.
Oh man, what happened?
Sonny,
What happened? Shout out to Sonny, man. Sonny out in Alaska doing big things.
Hey yo, what up, Sonny?
I love Sonny, man. That's my
Sonny.
boy. No, so are all the Cubs fans in here and Kid who's a halftime Cubs fan sometimes?
I'm not gonna lie. I actually know a little bit more about baseball than I give credit. I just
Listen,
know
you know enough about baseball to have a conversation. Don't down yourself like that.
There you go.
But here's the thing: are we all in agreement that it's time to sell? The World Series team is done.
it's been time to sell.
And here's
Is it time to sell?
here's
We
the
have to break up. We have to break up the band.
Now listen.
no. Here's the
Okay,
caveat.
I'm talking about. Are you trying to get them to sell the team? Like we trying to get the Bears?
no.
Sale is in trading off.
Okay, talk to me because I know there's two different conversations. It's a shame that we got two teams that we talking about blowing up in the city.
Yeah. But to me, so this is my question with it.
The Blackhawks are blowing up too. But that's the side.
Maybe poor choice of words there.
Hey,
But here's the thing, right? To me, and I said this last time, the Cubs did this to themselves.
Absolutely.
Y'all did this. You did this to yourselves because this is what happened. The Cubs. Let's talk about the Cubs' entire. Let's talk about 4 years.
Okay.
4 years
Since the chip.
The Cubs have never picked a direction. The Cubs won the chip. Great season. Won in spite of a few terrible calls, but won. Won a championship. Clap it up for them. Good job. 2016 World Champions? 15? Yep. Right? 16. So after that, what was a problem that persisted? You didn't have a leadoff hitter. You didn't have pitching. You didn't go buy a leadoff hitter. Like you're the Chicago Cubs. This is where Chicago sometimes gets me. Like we want to call the Bulls cheap, the Bears cheap. No, you're the Chicago Cubs. You didn't go get a leadoff hitter. For 4 years, we've been talking about the Cubs don't have a leadoff hitter. You didn't choose a direction. Your pitching, your bullpen was struggling. You didn't go buy pitching because you didn't want to spend money. You didn't want to trade away what was in the minor league for Justin Verlander and move some other pieces of the board. You didn't want to ruffle feathers. Okay, you didn't pick a direction. You know what direction you picked? You picked. Let's get rid of Eloy and let's get rid of Dylan Cease for Jose Quintana. That's not a direction. Now, Quintana's contract, very team friendly. I love it. At the time, he was a top 5 left-hander in the league. I love it. But Justin Verlander,
you
have to pick a direction.
That was a
and
big thing.
And this
Verlander
season,
was a big
the
thing.
start of this season, what was it? Are we rebuilding? Are we going to try to do this? If you had tried to do this, and I'll ask y'all this, if you had tried to do this, if you keep Darvish, if you keep Kyle Schwarber, now Schwarber injured at this point, but he was hitting dingers.
Darvish is too.
That's what I said.
Darvish is actually having a pretty decent season.
Darvish is having a Cy Young type year. If you keep those guys, you have chosen a direction. Your direction is let's go for this thing for one last time. If it don't work out, we get rid of everybody. But instead,
Steve,
you showed some of the
for
pieces.
Super Chat.
Shout out Steve
Hey,
with the big
appreciate
bread.
you,
Man.
dude.
Shout out to you,
Nah,
my boy. If
Appreciate you, my guy.
if you choose a direction at the beginning of this, you middled. You said let's sell some of these pieces, get a little bit back. We're gonna keep Rizzo, Baez, Bryant, Contreras, and we're gonna see what we do. But the entire time you were winning, all we kept saying was, "Yo, if they had you, Darvish, this team is different.
The whole issue is
If they had Kyle Schwarber, this team is different."
I will say this. Let's finish on that. Then I want to get your opinion on who the MVP. I like his question. Who the MVP for the White Sox is?
Real quick though, I said it last week. I'm gonna say it again. To put on to Justin Verlander point. When we had the break, because we had the we still have at the time we had the $300 million.
Yeah.
To go at the time when there was Harper, you had Machado. You had all these players that we could have went out and got.
I wanted Bryce.
We went in the winter meetings and literally told everybody we not spending no bread.
Yeah. And that's not picking a direction.
This is also
Trout,
the
Harper,
issue.
Machado.
It is always, and you're right, it is always the ownership of a team and making a profit versus baseball operations. Look what happened to Wrigley after we won, or even in the midst of winning.
Yeah.
It was the remodeling of Wrigley. It was the remodeling of Wrigley Field. Completely got rid of Taco Bell, moved McDonald's into a hotel,
an original
and a bowling,
an original McDonald's. You had to go through some landmark
got
rights
a 10
for that.
pin, have a whole courtyard, field, sitting area. Wrigleyville looks completely different.
Yeah.
That's where a majority of the money was held up in.
Yeah.
Then when it came to the baseball operations, it was we kind of tight on funds, but we don't want to hear that because everybody would just spent a whole summer standing on cars and celebrating and throwing a parade. So yes, we were happy after 108 years and winning, but after looking at that 2016 season and the type of play that was going on, that 2017 team did not look at all like the 2016 team. At all. And it wasn't all on getting rid of Fowler. It wasn't the lack of what's my man?
Well, you brought Fowler back that next year.
That was
y'all brought after the World Series year. They brought him back that next year because he came out as spring training. Remember, Theo was so proud that he kept it under his cap. He came out, he was like, "There's the Fowler out there." Like, yeah, we kept that under our cap. That's what you excited about, bro? Come on, now.
Bro. It was.
I gotta ask something though. I just for my education because, I look at it from mind you, my whole take is pretty much coming from a different sport, and so it's really more of a question, not a take, right? So in the last 10 years, the most dominant team in the decade of baseball has really been. It boils down to kind of like three teams, like the Giants, Dodgers, and the Royals.
Yeah.
Because
Royals
those are the
have
ones
been
that have been
the
consistently.
Royals have been the king of small market teams.
Yeah.
They get low cost.
No.
They get
Tampa.
low.
Not
They get
yeah,
Tampa.
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 It's Tampa.
It's always 1-2.
It's Tampa.
Agree.
I'll agree with that. I'll agree with
Hey,
that.
They
battle-
get low cost players that have high
But
production.
Tampa has only one appearance in the World Series.
But the Royals
the
won.
Tampa.
last
Yeah,
12
Tampa
years.
literally.
Blake Snell.
Yeah,
out of
Two. And 12
two
years.
appearances in the World Series. They would have won the first one if somebody wasn't scared to take Blake
And
Snell out.
the Giants, after having a run of winning every other year for almost 5 years, have continued to have a good farm
Yeah.
and bring up good players.
So
What
what did
happened-
those teams do that we didn't do? As a
Well, by the way,
Chicago
it's
Cubs?
it's an odd year. First off, for the Giants, that's why they get in
The
the trouble.
Giants, the only person they were willing to not part with is their catcher, who is Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Buster Posey is still playing, still making all-star teams. They have kept him. Everybody else, they were willing to part ways with and get key pieces in the farm for. They did not always make a Hollywood trade. They would retool their farm. That is the key. If you always got somebody next up willing to come up for cheap to play and give you high production, not only offensively but defensively,
Yeah.
you will always have a run.
Let's go to the phones real quick. We got a caller on the phones. We also testing our new phone system, so y'all get in tune with us on that. We're going out to the 973. 973, what's going on? Yep. I hear you. Maybe. James? Hello?
Hey, you guys, you got me?
Oh, there we go. 973 in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, New York's finest Mets fan. James, what's going on, man?
What's going on, fellas? Nah, look, I'm enjoying the discussion right now. Obviously wanted to call in and say that it looks like we got the phones fixed here. So, the phone lines are open, at least for the remainder of the program. But, yeah, as far as the baseball, I was just enjoying listening to you guys because, to me, there's a common theme when it comes to baseball. And, Kid was making a comparison to other sports and trying to ask questions from that perspective. I think it's kind of like the draft in the NFL when it comes to baseball. If you don't have a good farm system, you're not going to have consistent success. And whether you want to point at the Rays, if you want to look at the Giants, those are both good examples. But, what about the Dodgers? Look at the fact that they spend as much money as anybody, probably more. I don't know exactly what the payroll rank is right now. But they still have a studly farm system. And they're constantly bringing up pitchers that supplement the guys that they lose to injury, free agency, whatever it may be. So, I think about what's happening with the Cubs right now, for example, and, I just don't see where that impactful talent is coming up. I don't know how well that dude, the new dude is, Nico Horner or whatever. I know he's the big name. But, the pitching has not really been developed in that respect. You have on the other side of town with the White Sox, a team that really went through that painstaking rebuild and stacked chips in the minor leagues. That's how you build long-term success, because you're talking about a sport where you don't pay much money for guys that are young. The arbitration doesn't kick in for the first 4 or 5 years or whatever it may be. It's very difficult to chase winning through free agency in almost any sport. But with baseball, where the contracts are guaranteed and you can't even cut somebody, it's not like it's a cap penalty. You're paying all that money either way. You got to win with the young guys. So I just think, looking at the Cubs right now, I'm just not sure if that impactful talent is there for them.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question real quick? So because we've been talking about it. It's been a topic of discussion. Out of the four players from the championship squad, Rizzo, Bryant, Wilson, and Javi, even Kimball, if you want to throw Kimball in there, who would you keep if you keep somebody?
Well, and obviously, Stefan, I know I'm biased in a way because I know that you feel a certain type of way about keeping the catcher, right? You want to keep Contreras.
Yeah, because I feel like catchers are hard to come by.
I tend to agree with that. And I mean, I don't know. I think it was AD who was making the comparison to the Giants keeping Posey. You know, it's a double-edged sword because catchers get old fast, but at the same time, their veteran gravitas cannot really be overstated. You know what I mean? Like in the sense of working with a pitching staff, leadership and understanding how to win, all that kind of stuff. I think Rizzo and first baseman, obviously they age pretty quick also. He's been a great Cub. In some ways, a face of the franchise type dude, if it's not Bryant. Bryant is the guy who I think would kind of hurt the most as a fan to see go, just because of how good he's been and what he represents to the franchise. And I don't know if you're talking Kimbrel or if you're talking Baez as far as that final guy. But I would say either Baez or Contreras are the two that I'm looking at as the type that you want to lock up, because I think that Bryant is kind of that ride high, restock your farm system right now, trade him for a couple of chips, and it's going to hurt, but those are the kind of decisions you have to make. You have to make those hurt decisions. You know what I mean? Like I think about the Yankees, for example, trading Chapman to you guys the year that they got Gleyber Torres, who at first it looked like that was a really bad trade for the Cubs. Okay, but you got the championship, but now you're losing out on Torres. He hasn't really had a great year for the Yankees this year. So I think I'm kind of in your boat. I say keep Contreras at all costs type thing. Maybe Baez can be worked out to a kind of team-friendly deal because his offense isn't necessarily there, but he provides a lot of other intangibles. And then I'm trying to sell high on Bryant over the next month. Hold my nose, know the fan base isn't going to like it, but know that you have to take your medicine sometimes.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Big facts.
Thank you for that one. Hey, listen, that's what it sounds like when someone who actually knows the sport, that's how the Ringo gets on the line.
Hey! Who did he agree with though? Who did he agree with though?
Hey, listen, hey, James does this for a living too. So guess what? He knows how to agree and disagree politely. So,
hey, listen. At the end of the day, he agreed with me, so I'm
taking what you can get.
I'm taking my
listen,
nugget.
I give you that. Kudos to you. Thanks so much,
James.
for
We
calling in.
appreciate you for
James.
calling in,
Appreciate
man.
you.
Yeah, look, guys, good show as always. Loving it. I'm going to hang up and turn it back up on the phone so I can listen to it.
All right, bro. Well, I'll let you later.
Appreciate you.
Gotta love it, man. James flipping out in New Jersey.
Hey man, it's
Calling in to talk this topic.
It's gonna
Hey,
be
real quick before we
either
pivot
way.
into some NFL. I still want to know who's the MVP for the Cubs. I mean, not for the Sox.
For the White
I
Sox,
wanna
let's
know
go back to that comment because
y'all 4 All-Stars.
we have 4 All-Stars. Let me see if I can find. Here we go. Right here. Before we pivot a little bit, because there was a super chat comment. Shout out to you. It says, "I'm a White Sox fan till I die." Steve Machella.
I think it's Machado. Yeah.
Who's been their MVP this season so far, in your opinion? Love the content, guys. First off, shout out to you for rocking with the content. We appreciate that. I would say, to me personally, MVP, because when you look at the Sox and how they've gone about this business, MVP is not a pitcher. You know what I'm saying? Like MVP is not a pitcher because that's Cy Young.
Right.
So who is their MVP? To me, and listen, as crazy as it may sound,
Uh-oh.
I mean, it's gonna sound bad, and he's hurt right now. But
Yo, if you say,
who you think I'm gonna say?
First base.
They're not hurt.
Nikki Two Strikes.
Nikki Two Strikes was ridiculous, but no.
Oh.
Yasmani Grandal.
Yasmani Grandal. Okay.
Hitting terribly. What was he hitting? 1 something? Horrible.
Yeah.
OBP of 350. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody who's continuously getting on base, getting into and consistently. Now, I'll say this: not a great catcher. Just not. I'm a little upset. But
what did you like about his catching?
I don't.
Framing or calls?
I don't.
Hey, he be making Rendon.
I wanted James McCann.
Okay.
I wanted to keep James McCann.
A lot of people
but I'll say this, and a lot of White Sox fans are gonna look at me like I'm crazy because he literally was hitting horribly. but the fact that his eye was so good, he made so many pitchers work. He got on base. He caused so many opportunities for you to get an extra base, for you to swap him out, to get a Billy Hamilton in there to run. Like what he did for the team is definitely slept on.
Amen.
And I don't even like Buddy as a catcher, really. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. But
Hey,
I look at what he did, and I'm gonna say I got to give him the nod because it was so extraordinary. If we're talking MVP, we're talking MVP. Now, of course, the driving force of the team is Tim Anderson. Of course, the leader in the locker room is Jose Abreu. You know what I'm saying? Like there's names that you absolutely have to put up there as that's this guy. You know what I mean?
y'all have a lot of keys. I always give
Now
White
Cy
Sox-
Young is pitching. Carlos Rodon, you freak. What
Yeah.
are you doing?
I always give the Sox credit because it's always the mentality has always, and it might just be the AL NL thing, but White Sox have always been get them on, get them over, and I
Get
like
them on, get them over,
and
get them in.
I say screw. I'm sorry, but
now they
I say-
struggle. They struggle at that last part.
right.
But
I say forget the catering to the casual fan. If you love baseball, small ball wins games, and it wins critical games.
small ball's coming back.
The home run is live by the home run, die by the home run. Same like live by the 3, die by the 3.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
The
If
sticky-
you
the
as a
sticky stuff
player,
kills small ball.
yes, but if you as a player come up to the plate with the mentality of home run or bust, you are not looking for your pitch at all. You are looking for the fastball, or looking to pull something inside, whether it's lefty or righty, whatever.
Absolutely.
You have to play whatever pitch is given to you. Legit. If you're looking to make smart, critical at-bats, get them on, get them over. Extra, what is it?
Listen,
Extra plated bats.
Let me tell you something.
Extra,
Let me tell you
what
something.
is it called?
Get them on, get them over is how you get one of these, baby. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's how you get one of these, man. Get them on, get them over, get them in. Little bloop and a blast. You know what I mean?
Legit.
That's how you
Stealing,
Hey.
that's how you get
stealing
one of these.
bases.
So basically,
Bunting in correct orders and fashions, and situational baseball. All this is critical to winning, and the Sox have all that. I will give credit where credit's due. The Cubs just have to make these difficult decisions, live and die by that, whatever, and let's call a spade a spade. Don't say it's retooling when it's rebuilding.
Yeah.
You have to put the grown up draws on and make these decisions.
The grown-up draw.
The grown-up draws on.
They got
Get you the Ethica draws.
They got
Get the Ethica draws. You know what I'm saying?
and they got responsibilities now.
Right. You
hey, so we done been all around the world. We done been all around the world with it. But you know what?
Hey,
We can't have a pod that doesn't end with some football talk, because guess what? We gotta talk some football talk.
I'm here for
We
it.
gotta
I'm here
talk
for it.
some
Let's get into it. Let's get into a little bit of NFL talk. I want to ask y'all this. As we're coming into this season, and it's a video I've been wanting to make, but I like having a conversation here because we all here. Y'all my brothers. With everything that's
Long
happened.
pause.
You said what?
Long dramatic pause.
Long dramatic pause. With everything that's happened leading up to this season, can we still say that Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace are on the hot seat with what we're seeing take place? And with the caveat of, after training camp, what would make you go one way or the other?
I still say no matter what, Pace did his job. Nagy is still on the hot seat. Cause at the end of the day,
So you don't subscribe to the thinking that Fields was absolutely a Nagy pick?
Fields was absolutely a Nagy pick. So,
But Pace got it done.
but Pace got it done.
Fields is a Nagy pick. Pace got it done.
So at the end of the day, you got your dude, because obviously Maserati Mitch ain't renting out the Maserati no more. He not in town. So now you gotta go and you gotta make sure that he produce on the field. Whether that's week one,
right?
whether that's no, he's in Buffalo. He's not
He'll
getting
be my
tipped.
backup on Madden this year.
Oh,
That was the announcement right
call
there.
out
That was
live?
the announcement right there. Calling the Buffalo Bills live on the air. It's Saturday night. No, I'm just playing.
We gotta do a league.
Nah, but yeah, I would definitely say that whether it be week 1, week 8, or week 10, he's gonna be out there. He has to produce, and if he doesn't, that's gonna be totally on that.
We're talking about Fields then. You talking about he's gonna be out there.
If
Talk about Fields.
Fields
Now-
is definitely
now-
gonna be
now
out
if
there.
I
here's
could
the
jump
thing.
in just to answer your
Go
question
ahead.
directly, I think just because of what we see around the league, there is not as much pressure on our organization to sit there and fire a Ryan Pace as much as it would be like a Matt Nagy. And here's the reason why. We're already in talks of getting another stadium. We're already in talks of doing all those things. We finally got the QB who ultimately gives the whole city hope. Like realistically, the year we get a QB that everyone can back and believes in, all of a sudden now we're talking about getting a stadium. I don't think that's a coincidence, by the way. So like all of that stuff is happening. The only thing right now that would really, only person who's really on the hot seat right now is the person who's responsible for developing the talent that they went out and got. Like you can't sit there and ignore that. Like at this point, Matt Nagy is the person who has to develop and do the day-to-day. Ryan Pace did his job in making sure that we got the players that he can develop. And so if you look at that, it's not that I don't like Matt Nagy, it's just what their jobs entail and what they have to do. And so realistically, one of the biggest things that we've always talked about is what is the O-line going to look like? So they got some people on the O-line that we feel really good about. What does our receiver core look like? We actually feel good about our receiver core, and then we feel like we can make some moves from them. So they did that. We got the QB. Can Matt Nagy scheme appropriately for Justin Fields? That's the only question, because we know always talked about, and people in the chat have already said it, Matt Nagy didn't really scheme to Mitch Trubisky's strengths. And you could say, well, the kid didn't have it, whatever, but plenty of us have said he didn't scheme for it. So outside of that, it's like if Matt Nagy can really scheme for what Justin Fields can do and what and that shows, then yeah. But at the end of the day, I don't feel like either one of them. Like I think Matt Nagy is going to actually do well with Justin Fields. I don't think anyone's on the hot seat. It's just too much movement, realistically. But who am I, right? This is the first time I'll say that I actually believe Matt Nagy is going to do a good job with this one because he understands what's at stake, and I feel like what's the name already did his job.
What's at stake thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's a what's at stake thing. I think he's got a guy that fits.
Yeah, and real quick, it's two things. When you say hot seat, there's a literal hot seat, and there's a hot seat with us as fans. Nagy has been in a hot seat with us for 2 years now, with the fans.
Yeah.
So
8-8 don't cut.
Right, yeah. So we've been ready to get rid of him.
The
literal hot seat that doesn't exist because they're here long term. But as far as fan favorite, neither one of them are fan favorites. Right now, the biggest thing that will tell me, because right now I'm in a holding pattern, but as Kid mentioned, Nagy's play calling is the biggest thing. This will be a year that tells me how much humble pie he's eaten. Because with Dalton, we're going to see what's being run and how much patience he actually gets.
Yeah.
If Dalton is running the ship and Justin Fields is learning what he got to do, learning what he has to learn, just as far as the fresh in the NFL situation, then we're all good. He buys himself time. But the worst, as everyone knows, when you have the ringer sitting on the bench, the worst thing that Dalton can do is play bad, because that rushes Justin, and that's his keys to out of Chicago for that.
I think that's really what's going to disrupt everybody, is because we want Justin to see Justin so bad. Right. I think Andy Dalton's going to come here and kill. I think Andy Dalton's going to come here and actually be good.
Well, I'll say this. I don't know if Andy's going to kill, but I think Andy's competent enough to get it to great wide receivers, and I think that the Bears have two of those. I think Andy's competent enough to get it to an above-average tight end that could be a Pro Bowl level tight end, depending on if he can stop fumbling in Cole Kmet.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I think he's good enough.
He went to that tight end super camp, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And when I see a Cole Kmet, I see. Listen, Andy Dalton and Cole Kmet. What's the difference between Andy Dalton and Zach Eifert? You know what I mean? Like when I see Andy Dalton,
Eifert was hurt.
Eifert was always hurt, but I'm saying like when you were there, you know what I'm saying? Andy Dalton to Allen Robinson. What's the difference between Andy Dalton to AJ Green or Andy Dalton to Ocho Cinco? You know what I'm saying? Like to me, that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about what the Bears can do this. And when I'm talking about a hot seat, I'm thinking like, okay, where does ego come in? And was Matt Nagy's ego that we all called it tied to the fact that he had a quarterback that he didn't believe in, that he didn't like? And listen,
I believe so.
we can say what we want. You can say you're supposed to scheme to that player. You're supposed to make it work for that player. That don't happen. You know why? You know why not Ron Rivera. Why Harbaugh?
It absolutely
Not
does
Jim.
happen.
John.
John Harbaugh. You know why John Harbaugh schemed to Lamar Jackson? Because he's a freak of nature.
Yeah.
When you got a freak of nature, you scheme to a freak of nature.
He's the exception, not the rule.
Bill Belichick doesn't scheme to
Bill
specific
Belichick has even been on the record saying that he's going to scheme for Cam Newton. So I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
No, yeah, he's been doing that.
Bill Belichick
has definitely said that he's going to scheme for it, and Cam Newton even said that he just couldn't.
That's the exception.
What?
That's the exception.
It's not the exception. It's Cam Newton.
His playbook had wet cobwebs on it.
Listen. What scheme did he switch? The scheme last season.
You can say whatever you say.
Listen,
but the professionals themselves have said that that's what they did.
The scheme last season was Cam run. That's not a scheme.
I think Bill had
that's big guy. That's big guy. Jump through
that
there.
That is a scheme. If that's
not a scheme.
Good at.
There was no scheme. You know why? You know why there was no
scheme?
You know why there was no scheme? Because there's no one to throw it to. There's nothing to scheme for.
Hey, but he got. Hey,
and while we're talking about it, yeah, okay, maybe he did change it a little bit, but you know what he's about to go right back to? Mac Jones, who guess what? Fits the exact scheme that he's been running. He's not changing his scheme. He's just going to wait until he's got the player that can run his scheme.
Hey, and
that's what NFL head coaches do. What's Pat Mahomes' difference in this scheme versus Andy Dalton? Nothing really. Pat Mahomes just way better than, or not Andy Dalton, I'm sorry, Alex Smith. Pat Mahomes just way better. He's freakishly better. He's one of the best to ever throw a pill, and he's only been in the league 3 years. But guess what? Andy Dalton, or
I gotta disagree with
Alex Smith. Alex Smith ran the same scheme. Yeah. He literally ran the same plays that Pat Mahomes is running.
He just looked better doing it.
And then real
quick to address the question.
And Cam had COVID last year. I agree with you, but the scheme was not. There was no scheme. It was Cam. Hey, punch that dude in the mouth real quick for me.
The Bears should not play anywhere else but Chicago. It needs to be in city limits. I don't care where.
Now I'm out on that.
In Chicago.
I disagree with that too.
Not Arlington.
I disagree that coaches aren't scheming for their players because guess what? I don't care what you say. Like it's been happening throughout the history of like Mac. Like anyway, but
you find somebody. What'd he do?
I'm gonna say this.
He found somebody. He found somebody that fit what he had before.
The playbook is a very large book. There's something in there for everybody. That's all. That's my only point.
It's not everything.
The side that catered to Cam was underused. That's my point.
The side that catered to Cam was used. They didn't have the tools, and Bill was even like, "Hey, we didn't have the money, and we didn't have anybody." Even like, here's the thing: when you bring up Bill, you're bringing up someone who's actually very transparent. So, like everything we just said, Bill has said the exact opposite.
Transparent.
Bill is very transparent.
Transparent. Do you watch Bill Belichick?
I do. I love him.
You can't watch Bill Belichick. I think Bill Belichick's transparent.
Listen,
I'm not gonna lie. I will usually move past a lot of the stuff you say if I'm like, he don't really watch football. Like you're wrong. Absolutely wrong. He's a loser.
I'm not wrong on that.
You know what?
You wanna know why? You wanna know why? Because Bill was actually used as one of the people we study for our profession. Yep. Like honestly, he's very transparent when he finally speaks.
Right.
Like he really is.
I got it. Okay.
And he was
let me give you a Bill Belichick post game press conference. Ask me a question. Ask me a question about the game we had this week.
Yeah, so how did you feel about Cam Newton running for those?
Ask me another one.
So what food did you have during halftime?
Hey, listen, you know what? We got out there, we did our best, we lost the game. We're on to San Diego. Wow. Yeah, transparent.
Hey,
transparent.
And two,
Do me a
I
favor,
see right
those
through
in the
it.
chat.
And two,
And for your own education, look up everything Bill has said about Cam. Look at what Cam has said about Bill. Look at how those things coincide, and look at Cam, who's been very transparent about his struggles.
kid.
Ringo, we're not going to go back and forth about that.
No,
it's not even something to go back and forth about. We're going to move on to the stadium in a second. But all I'm saying is, has Bill been transparent his entire career? Absolutely not. But
he's never been.
Absolutely not. But has Bill been very transparent about the issues they had and what happened with Cam? He's been very transparent about it. So just because someone has in the past doesn't mean that he wasn't about this situation, which is what I'm referencing.
So you referencing one.
I'm referencing in relations to Cam and how he changed his scheme to actually assist him. He did.
Kid.
It didn't work, but he did. You don't have to agree. You don't have to like it. We don't have to agree, but he did.
He didn't though.
Look at the pieces the Patriots got. They brought back
the pictures.
I said, look at the pieces the Patriots brought back, and then they brought in. They brought back the entire defense.
Yeah.
And if you look at the offense, they got receivers. And what was the Patriots' bread and butter when they had Tom?
The Patriots also had the most opt-outs in the COVID years.
They have Mac Jones.
The Patriots also had the most opt-outs.
And if I recall, they did pick up Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry.
I don't even have to go that far.
And Hunter Henry to run the dual tight end threat with the two running backs.
Listen,
that you could also put at the wide receiver position.
I get what you're trying to say, but all the stuff you're saying versus all the stuff. It's one of those things where it's like I don't try to get into a conversation about something I really don't have a standard like a leg on. I actually do on this one. Like
the playbook,
not only did they have the most opt-outs,
the playbook has been in place for 20 years, bro. Almost.
Okay. I got you.
He been.
Listen.
How the whole way he even called. So
how did he build the team?
They lost within 7. Some of those games, right?
Kid,
the whole way he even called them was totally different.
Kid, how did he build the team this year? How's the team built? Is the team built for Cam Newton?
Depends on what Cam we get.
No.
It depends on what Cam we get.
No. Is the team built for Cam Newton? Did they put pieces in place for Cam Newton to be the successful quarterback?
I feel like they built it for the future, which is Mac Jones, which looking at what Cam is now and his decline is a safe bet, and that's what they do. But honestly, depends on what Cam we get, because he can't be successful with that team.
No matter what Cam you get, he's not going to throw 65% completion percentage. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what Cam you get.
MVP Cam has been done since the MVP. That was the only time he threw.
I'm not even on that. I'm not saying that Cam's done. I'm saying that the Patriots are not building this team for Cam Newton.
Oh no, Cam ain't done. But
they're not building.
The team is built for Mac Jones.
Like if we're talking about transparency and scheme, they're not building this team to change the scheme.
It's funny that you use 65% as that was actually his completion percentage for the season.
Okay.
I'm just I think it's ironic.
I mean that's cool.
If we getting back on the Bears.
Hey, listen, we're gonna get back on the Bears, but I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't want them in
it's
Arlington.
Like you said, he's not gonna throw for it, but that's exactly what he threw for.
That's what he threw.
That's exactly what he threw for with COVID. With the shoulder injury that he's opened up about, stuff like that, I don't think he's done. And I think
I never said Cam Newton is done.
He's not done. The team is not built for him.
He can be successful with that, and I do think that Bill would actually do it.
He's not doing it.
He's not that. He's not that guy. He's not that guy for this team.
Hey, listen,
not doing it.
I did agree.
Steve
just like Ricky Fontaine did. I actually did agree that it was built for Mac Jones long term. But I do feel like Cam can be successful depending on which Cam we get.
Bro,
a healthy Cam can actually win with that team.
We know what he is, though. Okay. We know what he is.
All right. Hey, listen. Mike Vick, after his stint, looked real good. Actually, he's passed the best after his hiatus. I'm just saying it's very possible for a player.
He got $100 million. He got $100 million.
The money has nothing to do with it. It's how he performed. A player can reinvent themselves.
And I'm just saying that's fine, but Bro, you have not been watching the Patriots, so you can't.
Thank you so much for that, because all of my colleagues in that area, that's where that take comes from. So like I'm not just saying it just to be saying it. Like I've gotten a chance to see it. They actually use him. They use his stoicism and everything like that for our training and certain things. So it's actually pretty interesting. I never liked Bill until we started doing it. So,
but that's not transparent though.
Bro,
Okay.
they're running dual.
The
They're
man
running
literally
dual
said
type.
he's seen Bill more transparent especially in the last year than he ever has been, and which is what I said.
No, are we using transparent when we mean vocal? Because to me,
transparent means.
But
the only difference in Bill Belichick this year is that he has had to do more explaining due to Cam.
No, the only difference in
transparency.
The only difference in Bill Belichick this year is he threw the owner under the bus. He said I didn't have the funds to do what I want to do.
That's because he partying with me.
And then I'm dead.
Absolutely, because he partying with me.
But
He said the only thing that he did was say I didn't have the funds to go build a team that I wanted to build. And guess what? The year that he had the funds to build a team that he wanted to build, is it a team that's going to be successful with Cam Newton?
Nope.
Now Cam Newton can be successful. I don't take that away.
You don't know that though.
Listen,
that's the thing. That's why it's dependent.
So let's have
They have been running the same offense for the last 16 years.
So let's have a conversation. What do you think needs to be put around Cam Newton for him to be successful?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Cam Newton had his best completion percentage last season.
I'm not avoiding your question, but in my opinion, it's more about which Cam you get, how healthy he is, and what passes he can throw. Because Cam himself has honestly said that was one of the main things.
Mm-hmm.
How much he can process the playbook, because he never really got a chance to do it. How he can practice it, stuff like that. Those are things that was taken away from him, and he's been transparent about those things. So I say, given that opportunity, you have to ask me that when the season starts.
Let me ask you this.
I can't answer that because the player himself couldn't answer it.
Why can't you
don't mean crap, because even the player couldn't answer it.
Why can't you answer it if you've seen him go to a Super Bowl with a team? You know what's going to be successful around him. We know the kind of players that are going to be successful with him.
We saw them fall apart there too, and we also
in the Super Bowl.
We saw a couple things. Listen, all I'm saying is this: it depends on which Cam we get. I'm still sticking to that because that's the ultimate thing. No matter what Ringo does, you could do this all day long. Like you'll be jumping jack for all I care.
Bro, but the reason why I'm doing this is because it's not like, bro, it's not like we have not seen this same offense for the last 15 years. The fact that you keep saying, well, it depends on what type of Cam we're gonna get, bro. He's not that dude throwing the ball. He stays healthy by not running the ball, but he's legit came out and said that you need to let him be himself.
It's funny that you say that. He's not going to throw 65%. He threw 65%. He says all the stuff that he's saying he can't do. Can he do it?
Listen, you're right. You're right. He threw 65% last year. Here's Cam's career: 57, 61, 58, 59, 52, 59, 67, 56, 65. What's the mean? What's his career average?
Oh, his mean is 60. I give it to you. I know what it is. His average is 60%. You said he's not going to throw 65. He did it in one of his worst seasons.
He did it in a season that he played the least and had a couple of big games.
Hey, listen.
He did it in a season that he couldn't play 16 games. 17. Like, come on, bro.
I get you. I totally get it.
Come on, bro.
I totally get it. But now, realistically, I'm not backtracking on anything I said, and it still stands because it's the truth. Doesn't matter.
It's not.
What's the truth?
Matter.
What's the truth?
It doesn't matter. The truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is this: Cam can, depending on the Cam we get, he can win with the organization he has. He can. And that's why he ultimately wants to go back to that organization, because even he believes that. It's not because he don't think he's going to get another job. It's Cam Newton. He's going to get another job somewhere. He would. So let's be real about it. Everything points to Let's just see what happens. Depending on the Cam we get, he can win there. Now, is he the long term? Is he like the quarterback of their future? Heck no. Heck no. He wouldn't even be the quarterback of our future if we did it. That's just the truth. That's just what it is.
Let's talk about
win there short term.
But let's talk
about on who shows up. That's all I said.
Let's talk about how we got to this conversation. We got to this conversation talking about scheming. This team is not built for Cam Newton. This team is built for Mac Jones. This team is built for the same system that they've been running 20 years. They did not change the scheme. We can say that Pat Mahomes is running a different scheme than Alex Smith. He's not. You know what? He can run more plays. You know why? Because he's better. He's gonna go down if healthy. Listen, that injury that he had is a serious injury. Like we got to take that into account as well. But he's gonna go down as one of the best.
I know it wasn't the same offense with Cam. I don't know why. And listen, the one thing is, you can't sit there and say they're running the same offense when I didn't see Tom Brady drop back to run for nothing. Tom Brady's still in the pocket, right? They ran a lot of run plays for Cam because that's what his strengths cater to. So guess what? If your QB is mobile and can move, and you call a run play for him more often than not, is it not part of the scheme? Are you not changing the scheme?
Cop out.
Okay.
No, that's a cop out.
Then we move on. We move on to the Dome. Should we move to Arlington Heights or wherever the heck the stadium?
Why are we moving the goalposts?
Hey, hold on.
Not moving the goalposts.
This is how you pivot.
I actually want to, because it's almost the end of the show. We got to finish the show.
No,
it's called.
First things first.
How about that?
First things first. Shout out to everybody who stuck around, man. I've seen the views go up and down. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. We got the likes up where we want them. I mean, listen.
So who asked this? The fruit fly. Hey, you trust this team to build to get a second chance at building another stadium?
Yes. Because
they got a chance to build the first one, really.
Because they're not gonna let the Park District do it. And this is what Bears fans got to understand. Listen, Bears fans, understand it. Understand me here. Soldier Field's not getting torn down. It's not like the Bears are leaving and they're like, oh, the Bears gone? That's it. We're out of here. See y'all later. Take it down. It's a national monument. It's not going anywhere.
I'm not worried about that at all. My thing is the Chicago Bears should play in city limits. That is just me.
We're the only city that's like that.
Even though I know, but it's a part of what I like as a Bears fan. Nobody who plays in a dome can come and play here. Why? Because the Windy City just messes everybody up with the field, with the winter. All of that is a factor.
Is it?
It's a factor.
Is it?
I'm not saying it's a sure thing. I'm saying it's a factor.
Is it?
It's a factor.
Is it? I've seen the Tampa Bay Buccaneers come here and win in the snow. What? I've seen the LA Rams come dominate us in the winter.
Okay.
What?
Here's my question, though. I want to say this. Is there any other... Like I get the whole Chicago Bears. Chicago should be the team should be in Chicago, but isn't it plenty of teams who's like
most leagues?
They're not in their city, right?
Hey, listen, the New York Jets do not play in New York.
They play in Jersey, right?
The New York Giants,
they play.
Do not play in New York.
East Rutherford.
But
the New York
Jets teams. There's a reason.
Neither of them play in New York.
That's a fact.
They got two teams.
That's a fact.
Neither one plays in New York.
49ers and Santa Clara. So like realistically, it doesn't matter. It's all about a better experience. I would be honest with you. I like the fact that they're moving. So the traffic on Lakeshore Drive ain't as bad when they do play.
Listen, have y'all been? I'll ask y'all this. Have you been to Soldier Field?
I have, and I hate it.
It's horrible.
It's horrible.
It is legit. Not one of. It is the worst stadium in the NFL, and the fruit fly is absolutely right. Shout out to you, bro. He been hitting us with the super chat. Shout out to you, bro. Bear weather hasn't been a thing. It hasn't been an advantage lately. That's
a fact.
Let's try
Not ever. It has
ever
during the golden Urlacher years. It was.
Oh yeah, when Urlacher
when we played the New Orleans Saints.
Okay, that's different.
and Reggie Bush was doing all that pointing and stuff. And
You see how far back you went? You went to Reggie Bush on the Saints.
I said I was going back.
I'm not saying I was going. He also said earlier.
It's Reggie Bush
I
on the
also said
Saints,
earlier.
dog.
I went back on it.
Reggie
But
Bush ain't
it
even
wasn't
playing no more.
Listen.
Reggie Bush is giving whole things about getting his Heisman back and smoking weed now. He's not even playing no more.
That's big.
No, he
That is big. He
No, he
should.
shouldn't.
It doesn't mean anything.
Whoa.
He
It
shouldn't
means
be
something
Why?
to him and nothing to the
He
Heisman.
We can't get that far off top. We already did it before. That's another thing.
So wait,
We can
give
go
me-
live
give
on
me
that.
the
Let's go live on that.
advantages that we would receive by going to Arlington.
The advantages you receive by going to
Turf.
Arlington is, one, your players are in a safer environment because the field is terrible. You know why?
Okay.
Because I've been to a concert at Soldier Field with my wife on Saturday night, and guess who played on Sunday? The Chicago Bears. Guess who's on the field on Saturday night? The entire band, the stage, the people that are standing around the stage. They don't do nothing. They just be like, hey, yo, let's mow the grass.
Hey, real quick though, I just gotta ask this question. This is the double doink happened at our stadium, right?
Yes,
It
because
did.
the Bears had the bigger one, yeah.
But
here's
would that
the
have
thing.
happened? Would that have happened if it was a dome?
Probably. Cody Parker just sucked.
Yeah,
Cody Parker just sucked.
Hey, it's funny because Cody Parker actually
Hey,
went
he
out
knocking
on
them
the field the
down. He
next
knocking
season.
them down in Cleveland. So
He was knocking them bad boys
Shout out
down
to
in
the fruit
Cleveland.
fly. 9,000 seats in -5 degrees. Or 90,000 seats
I
in
agree.
-5
But
degrees.
I'm just saying,
Give me
if-
a dome.
I'm not mad at the dome. I'm just saying for us in Chicago, it is the Chicago Bears have an expensive ticket.
Listen,
To
they
me,
don't
the
have-
biggest
They don't
the
got to
biggest
change their
thing
name
is-
to the Arlington Heights Bears.
No, I'm not saying that, but the biggest thing should be a more economical ticket if we're going to move.
No.
That's
be
my.
honest.
Hey, listen.
Let's be honest.
That's
Even
not
if they
gonna
did change their name to Arlington Heights Bears, do we care? We're just gonna call them the Bears.
Hey, look.
Yeah, we don't care about no
We're
names.
just gonna call them the
listen,
It's
Bears.
no,
still a
listen.
Sears
Hey,
town.
wait,
It's still a
wait.
Sears
Hey,
town. We don't
listen,
care about
listen,
anything.
listen. No, I care about
We care about
I
it.
care about that. You can't beat the Arlington Heights Bears. I'm done on that one.
Hey,
I gotta jump out on that one. No.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Listen. They go just not put a city on it. This is gonna be
I'm
the
gonna
Bears.
tell you why the Bears should care about a name change. It ain't no way, and Pat know what I'm talking about. It ain't no way, because if you get a name change,
Hey, listen.
somebody gonna buy the rights to the stadium.
Are we talking about the Chicago Tigers? Is that what we talking about?
No, not. Hey, not
That's the Madden League.
hey, those on
Hey,
me.
for those subjects
you
grilling
know-
me
you
about
know
it,
so-
For the OnlyFans
you-
stadium in Arlington Heights.
OnlyFans Stadium.
Wait, but that's what I'm saying.
The
though.
Bang Bros
Hey,
Dome.
wait, that's what I was saying though. It ain't no way I'm coming to a stadium and we name Naughty America Stadium. Like,
Naughty America Stadium.
and then the slogan is nobody does it better on the grass.
Nobody does it better.
Wow.
You should be watching.
It's no way. It's no way.
Hey, yo.
It's
on
no
Hey,
that-
I gotta be honest
It's
though.
no way.
Hold up. On that note, what do y'all
the-
got going
the
on
hub-
that y'all want
Hey,
to advertise
time out.
Wow.
The hub with the record logo on the grass. Nah, bro. Come on now. Stop it.
What?
Stop
Kid,
it.
Kid,
Stop it.
what you got coming from the people, man?
I'm just amazed. Hey, listen, Steve has been blessing. Hey, Steve, shout out to you, my boy. Hey, listen,
Thanks,
definitely
man. Shout out
appreciate
to
you
Steve.
tuning in, my man. If you got a channel or anything, let us know, man. We love to sit there and support as well. I was kind of thrown off by the simple fact that he said XX Video State. Oh my god!
Shout out for Red X Video.
Hey,
X
every
Video
game starts
Field.
off with the Pornhub music, like
Every game. Hey yo, listen. So we are back in. I want to advertise this before we get up out of here because we got like a minute left. Fantasy football around the corner. We're working on a fantasy football little slot that we can get some guys in here that can answer your fantasy football questions. And also we're running our own fantasy football league. So we're going to give away Brazzers Field is wild, Steve. Take it easy. we're gonna give away our own some spots to you guys so that you can play in fantasy football with us. I mean, honestly, man, you guys have been rocking with us, so we want to enjoy that time with you. We're gonna do a live draft, all of that. We're gonna get up out of here. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us.
Yep. And my YT, go get that merch.
Get the
too,
merch, man. It's your boy
swag.
Get the merch.
Y'all stay safe out in Chicago.
Peace.
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 Yeah.